talking about musicians and cool things and stuff. It's the Holly and Josh Show.
Well, hello, Harley. I made it, even though I was kind of late, wasn't I, boy?
I would moan, but the amount of times I'm late, I really, really cannot.
Cannot. Yeah, how you doing, boy? How are you, sir?
I'm all right. I'm trying to work out how to turn this thing off.
Welcome to the Harley and Josh
Yeah.
Show, ladies and gentlemen, our weekly podcast from 2 to 3 on IO Radio, where we're going to be talking about music industry stuff, the gigs we've done, and we're also going to be playing some music from Badstone, from the Interesting Time Gang, and who else we got? I've got one more artist, but they're not on the track names there, so I can't tell.
Why with an umlaut BN? That hasn't quite.
Yes, it hasn't uploaded quite properly, so there'll be a surprise track. I'll tell you who it was when we play it.
Hopefully it'll play.
What you been doing then, boy?
Oh mate, I've had a great week. I've had an awesome one. I had a great few days in Brighton with with Nikki, my girlfriend, which was lovely.
Yes, I'm very glad you guys got to take some time together. You know what I mean?
It was great. It was really nice. It was cool just to have a couple of days off. It was really cool because I was right around the corner from where Rainey used to live.
Mad.
Tick that off on your bingo card.
So as Glastonbury is my.
I don't know if we mentioned this on the show before.
And Rainer's klaxon moment, his vuvuzela moment is Brighton. Like when I was in Brighton.
It was so we were right next, like right where I used to stay with him, which was really cool. It was awesome. We went on the I-360. I don't know if you've been on that.
No, you told me about it though. It sounds like super sci-fi.
Yeah, it's like big. It's weird. It's how quiet it is. Let's take a picture, shall we? Thumbs up.
See that? Pictures on the radio are great.
So you know what's
Sounds
happening.
like a band, doesn't it?
Yeah,
there is a band called Pictures.
It's nice for new people to know. Oh, that's where that picture was taken.
Timestamp. Anyway, sorry.
So,
the future bot that you rode on.
Yeah, it's big. It was like a donut.
Right.
You know,
future robot
with a
donut.
big stick going through the middle, and it went up over not over it. It just slid along it upwards.
Cool.
And we had a great view. Apparently, you could see like 20-something miles.
Nice.
Inland, out to sea, because it's right on the beach.
Yeah, and it's quite flat down there, isn't it?
It's very hilly, actually. Yeah, I mean, bear in mind, in Suffolk, we don't have any hills. I was joking with Dan Dolman the other day that when they designed sort of East Anglia and Norfolk, whatever, Suffolk, they just flattened it all out. But like they ironed it. They ironed it. But you know when you iron it and the creases just congregate in one big bit? Yeah. And they called that chantry.
The creases.
It's just the hilliest part of Suffolk.
I want to know
everywhere.
who they is. Who are the people ironing East Anglia?
Bill Nye.
Bill Nye the science guy.
No, Bill Nye.
Bill Nye. Oh, okay. Bill Nye the acting guy.
Bill Nye the acting guy, architect. Yeah. Another Hitchhiker's reference.
There we go. Of course. Yes, he's got multiple East Anglias.
Yeah.
On the rails for us.
So, yeah, that was that was my midweek thing. We drove home Wednesday.
How long were you there for? 2 days.
Yeah. We went Monday night. I left right at the end of Rock Project after the radio show. Did Rock Project, and Nikki picked me up. We went straight down to Brighton, booked into a hotel, and that's where we were for the next couple of days.
Very nice.
We came back. Nikki dropped me off home because we're in her car, and I felt horrible as I was driving. I just felt worse and worse. You saw me the next day. I was not in a good way. Just horrible. I'm still a bit throaty, and you'll hear me cough my way through the episode.
Yay! Well, I've got some disinfectant spray for the microphone.
That's good. I think that whoever's in next will thank us. Dirty. Good example there. Sorry.
Phlegm.
Yes. Yeah. And I felt horrible for the next couple of days. I don't know what I did Friday. I was in the studio Friday with Justine, and I felt bad for her because being in a big room with no windows or anything like that, I kind of said, "You just stay in the live room, and I'll just send the sound to your headphones if you want to hear how it sounds." So that's how we worked on that. Worked on another song, which is great. We're working on how we're going to set these all to music and stuff like that.
Ooh, set
And-
to music.
Yeah, we need to put drums on them at some point, but we're just getting the bare bones down. So yeah, there was that. I went home. Had full plans on going to see some music and stuff, and I felt awful. So I went round to mates for a little bit and just zoned out into space for a little bit, and
Nice.
was in bed by 10 o'clock, which is unlike me.
Yeah, 10 o'clock to a musician being in bed
Yeah,
just means that you're going to sit in bed and listen to music or watch YouTube or listen to podcasts for about 3 hours.
yeah,
Until maybe you pass out at 2 a.m.
yeah. And I was actually in bed
Well,
by
that's
10,
1
and I think I was probably asleep by 11ish,
Yeah,
which
crazy man.
quite good for me. Bummed around all of Saturday. I had the slowest van loading in the afternoon because I had to fill up all the PA, but because I felt so bad, I was just like lifting something into the van and then just sitting down for 5 minutes, just collecting my thoughts.
One for the van
Yeah,
and some time for me.
And-
one for the van, some time for me.
I kept that up. Eventually got everything sorted, and I then went home for a nap.
Oh, I thought you had a loyalty card for how many bits of gear you'd put in the van there.
This is actually a picture card
Nicky.
that I could from the i360. It's
Oh.
now got my gum in it, so
Fitty.
I guess I'm not going to be using
Can you
them.
take mine
photos.
as well? Ah.
Do you want to do it? Okay, let's
No, we're not having it. We're not. No, because somebody will clone it and they'll make a hosh.
Oh, a Harley Josh.
Yeah, and we'll be
That'll
both
be
out of
average
it.
height.
We'll be both out of it. Yeah. Yeah, with normal feet
There you go.
size.
Just chuck it in there. I'm really
Good
conscious that you can hear
How-
me chewing, so that's why I took it out. It's like brand new bit of gum. Anyway, yeah. So I kind of went home. I was supposed to be going with Tubbs to go pick up some stuff from the studio. He came round mine,
Houghton.
and I just gave him my key and went,
You do it.
You go. I'll meet you at the pub. Had a nap. Got to the gig.
Nice.
We were at the Royal George. Now, you've not played the Royal George, but we've both been there.
I played in the Royal George many years ago.
Okay, yeah.
Many years ago with Stratospire.
Oh, wow.
It's
Okay.
mad, isn't it? So that would have been like 2006, 2007.
Yeah, man. It's weird when you
10
got
years.
26. Like we talk about now, 2016, 2018, but
Yeah.
26.
2006.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
2006. Anyway. Yeah, so we went there a little bit early, had a bite to eat, and I felt terrible, so the guys all chipped in and helped me load up, which was very nice of them. We had a very efficient load in. And
We're now spliced. We have gum.
we have now started our DNA testing thing. Yeah. You know that chewing gum's made out of frog's DNA, right?
Yes. I feel the cold.
Imagine a Harley Josh that can change gender.
Honey Joshosaurus.
It's the ultimate millennial.
It's great. At will.
Yeah. So yeah, it was so weird because I was playing this gig and before we start, I was just like, I feel terrible. But as the gig went on, I felt better and better.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's like
So it goes the other way sometimes. It
Yeah.
does, especially if you've done a full gig of weekends. I know you know this. Towards the end of the weekend, you can be dead.
yeah.
But it's my only gig of this weekend, so I had it easy,
It's
and I felt
alright.
better and better. And it was great. We had a couple of our students' parents
Cool.
turn up, and they really enjoyed the set. They were sort of the regulars from Royal George that stuck around that wouldn't have done otherwise. Wasn't the busiest night because there was something happening down the Cole. I don't know what it was, and
there was so much going on in Ipswich on Saturday. It was mad.
there was a lot happening. There was
Yeah.
a lot happening. But the bar staff were really happy. They said the people who usually head off were really into us, and we managed to get the sound perfect,
Good.
so it wasn't too
It's actually
loud.
quite strange because were you where the pool table was?
Yes,
Or next to the
yeah.
sort of fire, the
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about.
yeah, in the bit that isn't carpeted,
Yeah.
which meant
It's
Tubbs had to
kinda
go home and get
Yeah,
a rug
of
from his
course.
front room.
And it's kind of strange where you're angling because there's pillars in the way and stuff. And
Yeah.
The Royal George is actually a massive pub, isn't it?
He's massive, yeah.
It goes on for days.
That's it, and that's the thing. When there's stuff like that, there's pillars everywhere, so we couldn't necessarily see people. But then we'd finish and there'd be applause, and we wouldn't know exactly where it's coming from. We're like, we're
Oh, the acoustics in here is just one guy.
Yeah, it's just a massive delay. Yeah, it was weird. I know because we saw Impilo play there a few months ago, and they kind of left a little walkway for
the toilet.
for the ladies' loos,
Classic.
and
classic problem with band things.
Yeah.
They'll always put you right next to the loo in a pub.
But I asked, I said, do we need to keep this toilet available? No, there's a ladies' loo the other side. So I was like, all right, let's go the full width. Somebody didn't tell this one lady.
And she's just like, hello.
And we actually we shared a video on our Facebook page this morning. Somebody took a video, and we shared it of us playing Pompeii, and the girl who kind of goes off to the loo, and we're just kind of going, I don't want to say over the mic, there's a loo the other side, but it's fine. It's the
Just
thing.
put speakers in front of the door so she can't get out again.
Yeah,
The rock has stopped me.
nothing can stop the rock, but
Damn
the rock
you.
can stop you.
They have made a Bastille out of the toilet.
Yeah. So yeah, there are some videos of us playing online. I was really happy to see Linda Sticks. I don't know if you know Linda.
Yes.
She
She
was-
seen her drum for a while.
No, I had the same thing. I saw her in Hampton for a while. She said she had a night off and wanted to come see her, so I really appreciate that she stuck around for that. A nice little catch up, and I'm hopefully. And she said she's next playing in Felixstowe on the 12th of October.
What's her band?
5 Mile High.
5 Mile High.
That's
There
it.
we go.
I hadn't heard of them before, or at least if I had seen them, I didn't realise she was part of them. So I'm really happy that next
She's
time they're
gigged with a lot of
playing-
people. And I actually
Yes.
offered her a drumming place in the Lockabillys.
Oh, really?
Ages
Yeah.
ago. But she was just like, nah, I don't have the time to give to it. Got kids and
Yeah.
other bands. So I'm like,
That's
fair
it.
enough.
No, she's a great drummer. I know there was a point when she was a little while she was without a band or in the early stages of starting a band up. And she asked if I was available to sort of put something together, and I had the same problem as
Yeah.
I was too busy. But I'm glad that she's now at the point where she's busy and playing lots, because she's a great drummer.
Yeah.
First time I saw her play was at Ipswich Music Day. I can't remember the name of the band, but she had this lovely, I think it was a Yamaha kit,
Right.
but proper rock, like
Yeah.
I think it was like a stage custom,
Deep,
like
very,
24-inch
yeah,
kick drum.
Yeah.
And it just sunk like, you know how drum kits lose a lot of that body when you're playing in an outdoor venue?
Yeah.
Like
it
they
didn't-
lose that bounce, and it didn't. And I was
Yeah,
like,
you're
still
like,
had
who
all
is
that
she?
low end. I'm like, I need to.
Her second name is Sticks. Oh my God.
Is that actually her name?
I don't know.
I really hope it is.
Mystery thickens.
Yeah, no, I hope it is, because that's awesome.
I think it's the plot thickens and the mystery continues, but I like the mystery thickens. It's a thick mystery.
Or the plot continues. That just sounds like a gardening
Just
show.
carry on.
Yeah.
Oh,
Plot.
yeah. Jeremy Corbyn in allotment.
Yeah. So that was really cool, and we had loads of comments. We had loads of people posting on our page saying thank you for playing and really enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to hopefully getting back there.
What did you get to up to on Sunday?
I was really happy to join David from Rock Project,
Mr. Brown.
Mr. David Brown.
Ow.
Come on.
Oh, I haven't done it right.
David Brown, the coolest
The reason why I composed this.
teaching kids and kicking ass. Hope you never frown.
Every time he comes up in conversation,
David actually phoned me up Sunday morning.
and you sang it to him over the
I
phone.
was I phoned him up because I said I'll try and make it along, but it depends how I feel, because I was feeling terrible when he first asked me if I was about, and I was feeling much better.
Was it the Alba Festival?
Alba Food Festival, yeah.
Yeah, because you posted up a picture of little Jess.
Yes.
Little Jess.
Little Jess, she did a solo set along with Sophie did a solo set,
Oh, wonderful.
and then they did a duet set. We also had Jamie Edmonds doing a solo
Right.
set,
With Hope.
and she had Hope come up and sing a song. They did Jolene, which
Hammonds.
everybody loved.
Edmund Hammonds.
Yeah, and it was great. It was quite funny. Like I say, I was feeling a lot better, so I phoned up David to see if I could actually get in,
Yeah.
and if I'd be helpful.
Yeah.
And and I was just playing some guitar, just sitting in bed, playing a bit of guitar. So I've actually had time to do that this weekend, which I
That's
really
nice.
enjoyed. And he phoned me up, so I put him on speakerphone and played the jingle to him live. And yeah, he appreciated that. He appreciated that quite a lot. He
I
did.
bet it-
Yeah, so it was awesome.
So the Alba Music and Food Festival.
Yes.
So, or was it just Food Festival that you guys?
Yeah,
supplied some
we were
music
sort of.
for?
They called it the busk stop.
Nice.
Yeah.
Were there any busks?
Any busks? There were many busks. Frequently,
Buskers?
every 3 minutes.
Nice. Yeah. 2 at a time, baby.
Yeah, it was really cool. There were other people busking. More of our students who were busking on their own. They had a slot doing their own set throughout throughout various points. Adrian Winter, I don't know if you remember him. He was one of the adult students from earlier on, but he's awesome, good friend of Ashley Howard's. And he's just released his album. Actually, we played a bit of his music on the show that me and Dave did.
Yes, that's why I recognise that name. Great acoustic player.
Yeah, really
Some, like
lovely
Ben
guy.
Howard, kind of Eric Roche mix.
Yeah,
nice.
He awesome. So he did a bit of stuff. It was
tunings.
great. Oh, you might be thinking of Bruce Neal actually, who he closed with the real gruff voice.
No.
Adrian did the sort of the techno electronic bit.
Right.
Yep.
Oh yes. No,
Yeah.
that is who I'm thinking of. Yeah, you're right.
But,
And,
but because his album is like
loads of different stuff.
Yeah, he said he's got so many. I chatted with him about it. I said, awesome stuff. And his point was he's into so much different music.
It's difficult to.
And yeah, he was like, well, I'll just do one of each, do a bit of everything, and then I'll be happy. So,
yeah, well, what do you think about that as a format? Because I mean, good on him for being able to write in different genres, but in terms of putting them into a collection or an album,
depends on what you're doing, what you're writing for. If you're writing to try and market it and sell an album, you probably want to go with a style. I know people will write albums in different styles, but then it's different, like different paints, different pieces of artwork in different styles. But if it's the same artist, people can then relate to it in a way. But I worked with, I don't know if you know Adam Moss.
Yes, the promoter.
And writer and artist.
Yes, of course.
He was
brother of James Moss, bass player from A Fate Untold.
Yes, I didn't know that until recently. He was with a record label a while ago. I can't remember which one, but I think it was one of the big daddies. And he released an EP. And there were 5 tracks, and they were all quite different. So one was like a drum and bass kind of thing. One was a bit more poppy. Trying to think what it kind of. It's a bit
reminiscent of.
Yeah. What's his name? What's the guy
I don't know,
with the goatee? And
Craig
David. It was a bit like that kind of sound. One was a bit more Justin Timberlake, because Adam does a great sort of. He has got that. His voice works really well in that range.
Really
and it was
stuff.
and it was different types of different things. And the idea was to have an EP, just so like a short EP that goes around, and what people tend to bite into most, then they'll go in that direction.
Do you think that worked?
I don't think it necessarily worked for him.
No. And that's the thing. That's my kind of problem that I've got with this double EP that I'm going to be releasing. And that's why I separated it into a double EP. I've got the bluesy, rock and roll, rockabilly, and kind of metal stuff going on one album, which again is quite a diverse mix. But because I've recorded it all with the same musicians, same instruments, and the same mics in the same room for over 2 days, they kind of tie in together. And the soulful stuff, which I released Shakes on, is again same musicians, same stuff, same vibe, all on one album. I think that releasing it in that kind of way might help me, but again, I don't know. I can't sit there and say it's definitely working because I haven't tested it out yet. So I guess you're gonna have to check in with me in a year.
I guess it depends on like what you're writing the album for. I say I've got ideas of stuff that I want to write, but I'm very much in the mindset that once it's finished and ready, if it ever gets finished, even if it gets started, to be honest, once it gets done, it doesn't matter how it sells. The fact that I've made it is an achievement in itself.
And the making of it itself is the art.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try and
just the finished product.
Push it as a career or anything. If it although I am a musician, my forte isn't within the original side of things, as in writing and being the main man myself. I'd happily write with bands or collaborate with other people, but I for me, write this album that I want to write is just to say that I've done something, and it's not necessarily to push it as a sale.
Here's like a big, existential question to ask for you to eat into what I was going to talk about.
Right.
Just to say, what do you believe that the making of music now is an art or a craft in the modern day? Because if you think about it, so a craft, I feel, is something that can be repeated and repeated in the same way to get the same outcome that you can sell it on
cookies,
at like sort of a fair or something like that. Or like sort of fashion and jewelry, things like this. I would say that was kind of more of a craft, whereas an art would be those sort of one-off thing that has no equal, and there's that very romantic view of it. It's just one person against the odds came out with this beautiful masterpiece. That's difficult to define.
Every time you do a gig, you're trying to play the song the same, or at least close to the same within the bounds of what the room allows.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess in that sense, it's a craft.
Mm-hmm.
But then the creation of it itself is art.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think the two... I think it can be both. And I think it is both. I don't think it can't be one or other.
Like I say, I think the art is the process in which you get to that point where you are reproducing it. So like the art is not just you learning that song or you writing that song. The art comes in the first ever chord you played or the first ever note you ever wrote. And that progress that got to that point before that song, even the songs that you wrote before that song are part of the art that came to writing that song. But it can become a craft, and I find that when you are hearing cut and paste songs so much more, because we can cut and paste audio so much easier, so that it becomes just like cut and pasting, paper mache onto a mask or something like that, so you can sell at a craft fair sort of thing. It becomes into a mold. It comes into you cast a die, and you keep going with that. I think the very difficult process of a musician now is to kind of break the die or break the mold. And really use your past experiences to make the song you want. Just like you say that you have finished a song or you have gotten somewhere to a song, that in itself is art, and that's something to be proud of. And you don't have to be sitting there going, well, it sold loads, so now I can be proud of it. You personally just getting down and writing a song in between a busy lifestyle is artistic, and it is something for it gives you a sense of accomplishment. It's
an achievement just to be able to get to the point of finishing something, whether it goes on, to go from there. That's it. Speaking of art, not so much in the creation, but in the performance. I don't know if you saw. I think you possibly did. The Tom Waits video that I saw.
No, I did not post it. You said it was scary, so I avoided it.
It's awesome.
I do need to watch that. Yeah,
it's so good. It's called What Is He Building? Now, I watched this because I'm a big fan of...
What's he building?
Of Tom Waits as a performer. And I put in this post to you that you'll never see him giving less than 100% as a performer.
Post on the Holly and Josh show page.
Yeah, we will. We'll post it after the show.
And also, if you like your Tom Waits, I found a new band this week. I'm not just playing them on the show, but they're in the gig list. So if you like your Tom Waits and you like your Iggy Pop and your sort of gruffness, but mixed in with a bit of that folk vibe of Bob Dylan and a little bit of that sort of electronica kind of vibe from, let's say, Portico Quartet or Bonobo, check out O'Maddy. They are playing in Colchester and in Chelmsford this weekend. Stick around to find out where. Well, Harley, that sounded like a wonderful week. I give it 5 of these. 5 check-up
Oh man, I will bring in next week the version of that without the music behind it, just the solo mic.
Well, so
that's gonna be my new out afterwards.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna be my new rating system, Harley. Just every single time you do something awesome, you get one of these. We have a very special song to play this week, because our good friend Jamie Roberts from Punch Studio,
of course,
is releasing a brand new vinyl with his new band Bad Stone, which involves another Craig from Punch Studios, one of our producers, and also I've forgotten her name, but the drummer from Coke.
Right,
I think it's Natalie, but I feel very bad for saying that. But I listened to their new track called Magic Caravan, yet to be released, and actually this is the first ever official airplay that it's getting.
Because you mentioned about getting it on the show, because they were mixing it after the show one day.
Yeah,
they were on the tape deck, weren't they? Deck. All done to tape. So I'm really looking forward to hearing this in its final form.
Yeah, it's meaty, it's loud. Crank it up. If you like your Black Sabbath, you like your Sleep and your Electric Wizard,
and
you like your Stoner and your Doom, your Sludge, you got to check this out. This is Magic Caravan by Bad Stone. Enjoy. That is Magic Caravan by Bad Stone. Ladies and gentlemen, that is out on vinyl very, very soon.
Nice.
You can grab a copy of that and you can go and see them play this week at the Smokehouse. Stick around at the end for the gig.
Are they avoiding any digitalization?
It looks
of
like it. Yeah, it has been released on what is being released on a record label, which I can't remember what it's called. So this is a very bad first plug. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I'm just all like, well, don't know who the drummer is called. I can't remember what the record label is. But if you check out their Facebook, we'll link it below in the description. It's an incredible track.
It's hefty.
Hefty indeed. Well produced.
No one talks about music being hefty enough.
Hefty or beefy.
Beefy heft.
Yeah.
Great band name.
Yes, mate. We were literally just talking off air about Hunt for Titans.
Of course, yeah.
Then they've got a new album, is it?
I did a couple of things like evening wise this weekend. So this Saturday, after I finished at the Royal George, I ran down to the Cork to see if I could see any of what was left of their Hunt for Titans show. They were supported by we'd say Pet Needs and Dystopian Sound Collective as well.
Yes, exactly.
So they were. I went along.
Looks like they got this printed with Adam Merchant from Crown Duplication, where I got my albums done. They've got their CD. You can hear this. Oh, physical copies.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna have a listen to this off air.
Yeah, no. I brought it along thinking if we had time to chuck anything on, but we probably won't have time to actually get it into the machine. But we'll do it next week. But we'll talk about them because they were great band, lovely guys.
Talk about me, Harley.
Let's talk about you.
Let's talk about me, Harley. It was my birthday weekend.
Wasn't it?
It was my birthday weekend, and I had the same problem as you did, feeling absolutely shoddy.
Were you down with it as well?
Yeah, down with the sickness. Is that what the beginning of that song actually is?
Yeah. Yeah. It was supposed to be a love song, but he had a cold, so I'm like, nah. Change the whole thing because that weird cough sounded awesome.
But so started off the weekend on the Friday with a gig with Rich Webb playing guitar with the Lockabillys duo at the Swan in Holbrook.
Oh,
really nice. First time I've been there. Kirsty McLaughlin, who was booking stuff at the Gulf on Foxhall Road in Ipswich.
Yeah, not of Mexico.
No, no, she didn't swim with the BP oil. She is now running the place, looking really good because she has moved there with all the contacts the musical contacts that she came from the Gulf with. So she's got a wonderful band called Chart Attack.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure if you've heard of them, and they're playing there for the Halloween show.
Yeah, we are.
It's gonna be great. It was awesome. I wasn't sure what to expect. Turned up and it was quite, scarce in terms of people.
Right.
Sparsely scarce. And I was a bit like, oh no, because I'd promoted it a bit, but because of my birthday show, I've been very lax on it. Yeah. So I just did a big push of like the 2 days before, and the place got rammed. Mad, man.
Awesome.
Like absolutely like sweaty, steaming. Like there must be 150 people in there, I reckon.
I have to say,
crammed in.
I've been recently doing some last minute promoting for venues, for gigs and stuff. And that seems to be working really well because people don't have a chance to forget about it.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
It did not work as well for my birthday party on the Saturday. Of course. But anyway, so it was a nice small place, and people were up for it because it was payday. I think that's what a lot of venues do, and they have done with us a lot, which is one of the reasons why we had the monthly show at the Swan, and the times that we did it was because we were like, okay, payday that month is going to be that day, so we should gig either that night or the weekend after. So that always helps because people are just like, screw it. I've been waiting for this money for ages, and now I'm going to blow it on alcohol and merchandise from the bands.
Please.
But exactly. But so we played all covers that night because some of the tracks either Rich doesn't know on guitar or they just don't work as a duo. Yeah. Big old sing-alongy crowds. There's videos of it on our Facebook of just like us not playing anything and the crowd just being like, no, pretty woman.
Nice.
So yeah, it was really fun, and it was also Lynn Bill's birthday, so we had a little bit of a sing-along for her as she came along to almost every single one of my shows over the weekend.
Wow, nice.
So yeah, shout out to you, Lynn. So that was fun. Finished off over the evening. That was kind of a difficult one because it's down. This one is right down. It's in Holbrook, not the one in Ipswich. This one's right down a side street, which is very narrow, and there's barely anywhere to park. And there is a co-op to park in next door, but there's it's not the easiest load in. So there's always that thing of just lugging gear in and out, but sort of weird ways and things like this. And you get that from small pub gigs that you wouldn't get from professional venues, specific professional music venues. Sorry. So I think that's one of the reasons why most musicians have back problems. Rainer?
Yes.
So yeah, speaking of loading, so the next day was my birthday. I had a little bit of a chill out playing Battlefront 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Nice.
And then went down to the venue. I was doing the sound and I got the bands to turn up sort of after I'd set up the PA.
Okay.
I hadn't set up all the PA, so they did help me out with that.
Oh.
But I was absolutely knackered by the time I got there. But speaking of, there was one dude there who just would not stop heckling. He was heckling before anything even started. He's just sitting there he's in his cups already before 7.
Right.
He was just already drunk.
Yeah.
And what? So he was just heckling. He was like, "What time I start?" And I was like, 8:30, mate. He's just like, "Oh, you're gonna be late. Oh, looks like you haven't set that up right," and just doing all that stuff.
Oh, God.
He was just like, "Oh no." And I just went up to the table, looked at his mates who were sitting there giggling. I said, "Your mate said beep, right?" And I just looked at him, and they just started laughing. And he's just looking at me with these dagger eyes. And after a while,
can't take it, don't give it.
Yeah, exactly. After a while, he wasn't there, and I was just like, "Oh, thank God, then he's gone." And he came back, and he was just shouting something every single time that we were sound checking something. And he's like one of those guys who are like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, the 3-4 guy. Yep.
So I just would not stop. He's like, "You're not going to be starting at 8:30." I mean, we would run on time the whole night, but screw that guy. So I got him chucked out. I was like, "You realise this is my birthday party, right?" And he was like, "Oh, it's very country." Went up to the security guard. I was like, "That dude." He's like, "Yeah, we know. We're taking him out now."
Brilliant.
I felt so good.
It's nice when you don't have to tell them.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
But I gave him all the opportunity. I was like, 2 strikes, and then he was out.
Yeah, fair.
But anyway, so the rest of the night went really, really well.
Good.
Started off with the Coco backing me for my first ever performance of my solo stuff.
Oh, man, I wish I could have been there.
Which was mad, because we hadn't rehearsed it. They'd only just listened to the tracks this week after getting them back from the studios. So it was Diffley on the drums, Alfie on the bass, and Jake Marshall-Tierney on the guitar.
Yep.
Couldn't have KZ because he was already gigging.
Oh, shame.
But they really nailed it. Really, I think the only person that really messed up was me on one of the songs. I was like, I forgot my own chord sequences.
Oh, yeah.
Classic. But yeah, no, it was. I couldn't have asked it for it better. We did. I think it lasted about half an hour, 45 minutes actually, which I was like, oh, that's surprising. We only had 5 songs.
Wow. I guess that's kind of music you kind of were you riffing and jamming with it and
to a degree. Yeah, to a degree. But I was also talking beforehand, and because I hadn't planned what I was going to do about changing guitars in between songs, I was just like, I'm just.
I like how you do that though when you make a joke out of it and people buy into that.
They notice. Yeah, it's just like, all right, we didn't think about this. Shout out to David Brown. David Brown, the coolest man in the town. He came along and my mic fell off stage at one point, and he came and picked it up and he sort of set it up. My mic stands kept flopping down. He'd be adjusting them, and I was like, "Dude, you're not at Aldeburgh Music and Food Festival. You don't have to work."
Yeah. He's
so
good at that kind of stuff. Yeah,
he's so good for that. So yeah, cheers, dude. So yeah, in Pilo, Gav couldn't make it. So we had 2 key players that couldn't make the show. Gutted they couldn't, but I was happy to be involved because it was the first time I'd been on stage with Pilo for months.
Yeah.
And I actually hadn't forgotten any of it. I just forgot, the keys, maybe a little bit. So I had to have them write down the keys, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm in the right position now. Now I know where I am.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was so fun. Really nice to be back on stage with Bebe. He just keeps getting better and better as a showman. So big shout out to those guys. They've got a new EP out called Smile Through the Pain. You can get that on Facebook for £3, and they'll send you a CD. £3, they send you a CD. That's mad. So yeah, they played. Yeah, we played. I say they played it. We played the track, and it went down really, really well. And yeah, wonderful group of people there all the whole time on Saturday. I couldn't have asked for a better crowd. It was really lovely. Yeah, my only thing was the fact of, because I had a different venue booked for ages. They'd strung me along, and then I rebooked it, and then said to people the week before, just like, can you make it? And everybody's like, we've already made plans.
Yeah.
Because it's payday weekend.
Plans get made.
And also there's like a butt ton of other birthdays around this time.
Yes. Oh, there were so many people's birthday on that same
Jake
day.
Marshall Taney, the guitarist.
Yeah, wow, yeah.
Rich Webb's birthday.
Yes.
Chloe Wood's birthday.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember David Housden's birthday. I'm trying to remember other people's birthdays. I feel really kind of bad.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like, and we've decided why it is. Well, think about what's 9 months ago.
End of
New
January.
Year's.
Well,
New Year's.
10 months
All
ago.
of our
That's
parents.
10 months ago.
Well, 9 and a bit. You know this. You know that my parents were bumping uglies on New Year's Eve. You've known this all these years, but I think they've actually admitted that to me. But most of the people that I've just mentioned in my shout out there, including Lynn Bill. There we go, Lynn Bill. Happy birthday. All of our parents were bumping uglies on that, and so happy New Year and happy birthday. Yeah, happy conception day.
That was one hell of a party.
Yeah. I regret it immediately. We now have a child.
I can imagine everybody at this party, and then there's just one guy. It's like, where's everyone going? And
Yeah,
it's
he's the only single guy.
yeah, it's like open.
And now that guy's a millionaire.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, happy birthday, everybody. So then on the Sunday after by the way, I forgot to mention Hot Tramp. Hot Tramp,
Of course.
closed the night off.
No.
Absolutely killed it. I found I could only start really enjoying myself halfway through Hot Tramp's set, because I was stone cold sober the whole night. I had one pint at the end because I was driving, because I had to do the kit.
Yeah.
And I also had a gig the next day. But Hot Tramp did all originals,
Nice.
which what I asked them to do, which is nice.
That's
'cause
cool.
wanted-
I get they probably don't have that much opportunity to do that outside
Yeah.
of festivals as well.
Yeah, exactly. So I was super happy they did that. Sold some EPs, and debuted new songs, Demon and Me and Ain't It a Scream. Good tracks. They've just recorded them, and he keeps telling me who we recorded them. I want to say Tom O'Neill. So keep your eyes peeled for them. They're doing a video with Tom Rout for Demon and Me
Nice.
soon. It seems to be a sequel video. So, from what I've heard on the Insiders track from my friend Josh to Josh.
Josh to Josh.
That's our new section in the Harley and Josh show.
Josh to Josh.
Josh to Josh. Just bring on Josh Carr and we just start talking.
Can we do like a little 30-second bit in the middle of every show where you just talk on walkie-talkies to each other?
Yeah.
Josh to Josh, come in, Josh.
Cup on a string.
Yes.
Great.
Let's make that happen.
Are you there?
Hey, boy, you're a boy. Bye-bye.
So yeah, no, thank you, Hot Tramp. You guys played so well. Props to Tom. He was the only right-handed drummer.
Oh, man, that's
But
weird.
Diffley, then Rayner.
Of course.
And then
of
Tom.
course.
So yeah, really weird. Not often that you get that. And then the next day, we played at Stone Barns.
Yeah.
So I had to be up by 9 o'clock the next day after getting all my stuff home by about 2 p.m. I think 2 a.m. Sorry, up and ready, and then leaving off, picking up Rayner and Murray, so that we could go up to Stone Barns and play the American Classic Car Show.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I
there
did
was
see that
some-
advertised.
Oh, there was some really nice
Yeah.
trucks and cars there. Like, we went around and just checked them out. But like, Josh Carr and I would just wander around because he and Sophie and Sophie's family, Chloe Wood as well, came up and just to come.
They're all car people, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. So, and they kept on saying, "When are you going to sell me your Chevy?" And I'm like, I can't get rid of it. He really wants my car, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He wants my van. But I found a guy there who
But
also
then
had
he'd
a
have to
Chevy
change his name to
G20.
Josh Van.
Josh Van. He's not Josh Carr. So well done. But yeah, so we checked it out. We found sort of a Lincoln Continental that
nice.
proper drug dealer's car. That's definitely what Josh Carr wants. He was just it's got flip up lights.
Yeah.
But I met a guy who's got a G20 there, so he says, my mate's selling one that you can get for spares, and see if you can just take parts off that. And
that
put
could
in
work.
it, which could be really nice. But yeah, we played a great set. It was just Rayner, Murray and I. All of us really tired, so there were some mess ups. But we played a lot of originals, and we sold a lot of the CDs, actually.
Oh, that's
It's
great.
the most CDs I've sold in a show, in one show, since the album launch, to be honest. I've got to say, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
I mean, it's much less than the album launch, but thank you guys. There were a lot of jivers there, some really, really great jivers. It was Red Hot and Rockin' were doing the sounds for it, so in between they were playing all these
Jivers and
wonderful-
drivers.
Jivers and drivers. Love it. Adam Drivers. Just Kylo Ren. And
Wide chest.
yeah, and like a very high belt. There was nice multitude of people there that I knew and had seen us because we'd played at Ston and Barnes for years, ever since we started up.
Yeah.
And that's actually where I met Frankie for the first time. Yeah, it was our first ever face-to-face meetup. Was at Ston and Barnes, so that was quite nice to sort of revisit.
Sweet?
Isn't it sweet, eh? But yeah, so then finished up that, went home and just hung out with Rainer Murray and Ben Goebel, saxophonist extraordinaire, whilst Rainer did card tricks and blew Murray's mind.
Nice.
All over the floor.
Oh, Lord.
No, dirty man.
Yeah, Rainer's quite good at them, isn't he?
He's good. But yeah, but yeah, we've been working on a new version of our game, haven't we?
We have,
which is radio friendly.
Oh yeah,
It's radio friendly. So we'll probably do a Facebook game of that this weekend.
Okay.
So check out the Facebook page on Saturday. But yeah, like so our favourite thing for packing down with the Lockabillys and with the Rock Project, the Lock Project, I'm calling it now. And the Locker Project, no, that doesn't work.
The Locker Project, that's something completely different.
The Rockabilly Project, which is basically taking song names that have certain words in the title or lyrics and exchanging them for a rude word.
Yes.
But the radio friendly one we've got is poop.
Yep.
Right. So if we what was it? Oh, it was night, wasn't it?
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah. So whenever you hear a song or lyric or song name with night in it, you've got to change the word night to poop. So Rich Webb's one was poop fever, poop fever.
Or the Deep Purple classic, Black Poop.
That's not even too much fiber.
There were so many.
There are so many. It's stupid, isn't it?
Yeah.
So give me the poop. Do that.
All
So was
poop
it?
long.
Do a little dance, make a little love, get down to poop. It was fun. Yeah.
So any suggestions for that? Although I do want people to, I'm going to chuck the Tom Waits video up, and I want people to send me your the best performances you've seen, because that could spark a real good sort of. I'd like to see. I like to watch good performances and like gripping performances. People who really dramatise their music. And Tom Waits is one that does that well, but I want to see other people who do that, or any other performance I've seen.
Heath Ledger's Joker.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger. Anyway, so I want to tell you some music before we get to the gig list. Ipswich-based band. They're playing here locally. They're 4-piece, 3 girls, 1 bloke, 3 ladies, 1 bloke, and they talk about space travel and cool stuff. And I think they need to gig with Druids if they haven't already. This is the Interesting Times gang with Wandering. Oh, I've messed up because it's not there on the thing. So I'll tell you after it's finished. It's the Interesting Times. That was Wayward Navigator.
There we go.
Interesting Times gang. I knew that the whole time.
You did, totally.
I'm not a terrible radio host.
That's fine.
No, I think they're really fun, those guys. They got so live it's bass, guitar and 2 drum machines, one called Ian 1 and the other one called Ian 2.
2 drum machines, both okay.
They're both called Ian.
They're both called Ian.
They just gave them sequels. But yeah, all of them sing. They're playing this weekend. I really recommend check them out. I think that'll be loads of fun. They look quite sort of tongue in cheek. But you see what I mean? They should play with Druids.
Yes, totally.
Because Up to Mars, it just works so well with that. It's like they're both bands that would play on the Star Trek Enterprise.
Yeah, it sounds like it's got that 80s kind of, like the video has that kind of, that look that older videos kind of have. Yeah. Like looks like a ghost music video, because all of them have that really kind of 80s kind of thing.
Good. So yeah, I'm going to rock it through the gigs.
Oh, I see what you did there.
I like what I do. So we've got Switch Hop and Soapbox electrosonic poetry experiment is happening on the 4th. I believe that's Thursday at the Smokehouse in Ipswich. That's sort of Andy Hopgood is bringing Suffolk Soul Singers down, and there's just basically lots of poetry and sound experimentation going along. You can actually join in on the lineup for that one. So if you feel like plying your musical crafty wares. Come down.
Crafty
wares. On the 5th, that is the Friday, there's a lot going on. A Rubber Jaw, favourite to the Harley and Josh show. O'Maddy, who I was talking about.
Alrighty.
Bessie Turner
Yes.
and Noah Booth are all playing at Three Wise Monkeys in Colchester because they are releasing the Feeling Funny vinyl, which I will finally get my copy. I cannot wait.
Nice.
I'll be getting it in the post for that one. So yeah, it's a blue splatter vinyl. I can't wait. Yeah, so it's Three Wise Monkeys on Friday at the Rep in Ipswich. Back to the Point, local guys. Soul and Gravity, local guys, and the Interesting Times Gang, who we just listened to, are playing at the Rep, all in support of Mind. It's £2.50 to get in, but all proceeds
It's not
go
a lot, though, really, is it?
Mind,
That's
no, to help people suffering with mental illness. So yeah, our good friend James Garden from West End Music helped them out for many years with his beautiful doodles and sketches, his mind drawings. So yeah, if you like that charity, get down to the Rep this Friday.
Cool.
Indiglow 2, that is it's from the brainchild of Sloth from Indigo Frequency.
Nice.
And Rye Shabby are all playing at the Curve Bar in Ipswich.
Sweet.
This Friday. Plus DJs as well, so I'm specking Ghosty or Shusty should be playing.
Yeah.
So it says I'm just chucking them in. I'm going to finish the show off with the track from one of the bands playing on this next lineup. October 5th, Moth Cob, Heist, I think it's just BUH, but I say it as buh. And Love Dump are going to be playing at the Smokehouse in Ipswich. That is this Friday at 7:30. I think it's a part of Uncomfortable Beach Party.
Sweet.
Zoe. Yeah. And Sean, they're putting that on. It's going to be a really good night of just like hardcore punk, some like 80s classic stuff.
Nice.
So we'll play a track from them at the end called No Borders. They're at the Albion Mills, playing at October 5th at the Wild Man. I might check that out if I can, because I might be in that area. But yeah, that'll be fun. October 6th, O'Maddy again are releasing their own vinyl, supported by Rubber Jaw. That's going to be in Chelmsford this time, supported by Roisin O'Hagan. That's at the Basement. That'll be quite fun. They got the same lineup.
Lovely
twice,
place, the Basement.
Yeah, they've replaced Bessie with Roisin. So yeah, that'll be loads of fun. And there's another Mind charity gig.
Oh, nice.
An art exhibition on Saturday here at the Smokehouse, featuring Tundra, Kalk, Lemon Days, and the people that we just debuted their first track, Bad Stone. So that is this October 6th. That's the Saturday. So much going on this weekend, and there's so much to do.
Are you gigging anywhere?
Nothing public, no.
Nothing public.
No,
I've got
stuff.
Gig this Saturday at Grand Central with Chart Attack.
Oh, cool.
That's.
Did you use the big screen?
We did last time. We had some big pictures of our face in 4K. We got some massive high-res pictures.
Good face.
We're going to put pictures of puppies on this week because we are. Yeah, no, really. Puppies, because this week is Blue Cross. It's their fundraising week.
Very nice.
My sister works for them, so she's going to be coming around with collecting.
Can you make them musical puppies with musical instruments?
There was like a cat piano. And I don't think that's really within the...
it's Blue Cross. They look after cats.
Yeah, but the cat piano was quite cruel.
Oh, yeah. It was using him, wasn't it?
It was poking them with spiky things. But yeah, so they're going to be coming around. They're going to be having a bucket round. They're going to be doing some fundraisery things with us. So, they're going to be around. So hopefully come along, and they might bring a dog. They probably won't. I don't think dogs like loud noises. But...
fair.
They'll probably be selling glow sticks and stuff like that. So that's where we're going to be.
That's a great idea.
With for that. So yeah, pop along if you're.
Please, if you can find a puppy dressed as Bootsy Collins.
Can we all turn up to the gig dressed as puppies?
Or just everybody dressed as Bootsy Collins?
Can we all just dress as Bootsy Collins?
Bootsy Collins carrying puppies.
That would be amazing.
That would be amazing. Oh, Bootsy Collins holding puppies dressed as Bootsy Collins.
Oh wow, I like that. You get those like things where it's like two dogs holding a box, like you get a suit. So the dog's body is a box, and then either end is like. No. I'll show you a picture. It's great. But if you had two like Bootsy Collins with a bass in the middle, it's
that'd be great. Mind map. Yeah. So I want to play this track. They're playing Love Dump. They've got a track called No Borders. It's available on their Bandcamp. They wrote this ages ago. They're from Bury St Edmunds, but they've moved up to Manchester now. But I like the lyrics in this song. Again, they wrote it quite a while back now, but I think it's now more relevant than ever with Brexit going on and with the stupid border walls. And apparently he wants the Spanish Prime Minister or President to build a border wall across the Sahara Desert now. Apparently that's a thing that he's been suggesting. So I'm not saying who I'm talking about, but you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, check this out. This is No Borders by Love Dump. I think what they say is no person is illegal.
Well, fair.
Yeah, that's it. Unless you do something horrible, nobody is illegal and nobody should be frowned upon to come and
it makes a lot of
integrate
sense.
into our communities.
It does.
Join in, mate. Join in. Thank you
Awesome.
for listening, guys.
Thank
Check
you
us out on
very much.
iTunes, YouTube, all that sort of stuff. Subscribe and just be lovely people to each other. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.